Michelle with 2 L's.
And I'm Natalie the Red.
And we are Force of Light Entertainment. And we are back for another first time watching reaction. Today we are going...
We don't stop around here.
We don't. We keep reacting, keep watching.
For you.
Yes, today we are beginning our month of horror.
Oh, wow.
Around here.
Yeah.
That was horror.
Horror.
That's what I meant.
I struggle with that one as well.
You guys know what I meant. But yes, we're gonna
catch our drift.
Yes, we're gonna be covering different horror movies that I have not seen. And as I said last year, and by the way, if you're new, definitely go check out last October. We did several famous horror movies as well. We did a lot of slashers last year. But if you remember, I told you I've not seen almost anything because I was a chicken growing up. So that's my excuse for why I've not seen like pretty much most horror movies.
And Jill, may I introduce what we are going to watch today?
Sure.
So we are going to be watching
1960.
The original 1960 Psycho. And I just want to say I have not seen this movie either. But I was a big fan of Bates Motel, the TV show. So holler in the comments if you are also a fan. I feel like it was one of the most underrated TV shows in my humble opinion. But that's kind of was like Bates Motel. And I think I've told you about it as kind of the prelude to, I guess, the movie we're about to watch.
Gotcha. Yes. And I was like actually
when Mother was still alive and yeah.
So I was actually recommended this movie. I was told that it kind of this 1960s Psycho movie done by Alfred Hitchcock, who obviously is very famous for different types of kind of unique type movies that he did. But I was told that this movie kind of really started almost like, I think almost the slasher genre to a degree. Is that right?
Yeah, I think that, that sounds right.
I don't know if I'm right on that, but I do know that I guess it has big importance for the horror genre.
Community.
So, yes. So I thought it would be a good one to watch. I've not watched Bates Motel and I've obviously never seen Psycho. So this will all be new to me. In fact, I don't think I've ever watched any Alfred Hitchcock movies. So this will be a first for me. So I'm excited. But before we get started, I've noticed that a lot of you watching are not yet subscribed. So what are you waiting on?
Come on.
It's free 99, guys. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Guess what? If you figure out down the road you don't want to be subscribed, you can always unsubscribe.
It's just a click of a button either way, really.
But go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Again, we're going to have, if you're a fan of reaction or horror reactions, we're going to have those coming.
Comedy, we do it all.
We do it all. But for this month, we've got the horror reactions. So definitely subscribe and go ahead and smash the thumbs up button. It helps with the algorithm. We appreciate you guys very, very much. But anyways, without any further delays, let's get back. Let's start.
Let's begin.
Let's begin the 1960 Alfred Hitchcock movie, Psycho. Guys, I already like the music.
I have heard that Alfred Hitchcock could be kind of not the nicest to work for.
Oh.
I have heard that.
It seems he made good movies, though. Yeah. They say MJ was hard to play with, so,
when you're the GOAT, it's hard at the top, I guess.
Why don't you call your boss and tell him you're taking the rest of the afternoon off?
What do I do with my free afternoon?
Well, you could laze around here a while longer.
This is the last time.
Yeah. For what?
For this. Meeting you in secret, so we can be secretive.
All right. What do we do instead? Write each other lyric letters?
Oh, I have to go, Sam.
Did we send sister to the movies? Turn mama's picture to the wall?
Sam.
I feel like this was risque for 1960s.
For real.
Marion, whenever it's possible, I want to see you. Even respectability.
You make respectability sound disrespectful.
Requires patience, temperance, a lot of sweating out. Otherwise, though, it's just hard work. But if I can see you and touch you even as simply as this, I won't mind. Tired of sweating for people who aren't there.
Oh, Sam, let's get married.
Live with me in a storeroom behind a hardware store in Fairvale. When I send my ex-wife for alimony, you can lick the stamps.
I'll lick the stamps.
And she really wants to get married. Just give the girl her dream.
Go out and find yourself somebody available.
I'm thinking of it.
Hey, we can leave together, can't we?
I'm late, and you have to put your shoes on.
Tomorrow's the day, my sweet little girl. Oh, not you.
She's like, what?
And tomorrow she stands her sweet self up there and gets married away from me. 18 years old, and she never had an unhappy day in any one of those years. You know what I do about unhappiness? I buy it off. Are you unhappy?
Not inordinately.
I'm buying this house.
What a man.
I never carry more than I can afford to lose. Count them.
I declare.
Don't. That's how I get to keep it.
I love that at this time period it was a big wad of ones.
Yeah.
Because that went a long way.
So what? It's my private
That
money.
was a proper stack, you know.
I guess I'll go put this money in the bank, then go home and sleep it off.
Ooh. Oh yeah, I guess it wasn't her money.
No. Oh, it was 100s. That really was
So you were lowballing.
That really was a fat stack back then.
I love how some there's something about this time period that women's waists were able to be like 12 inches around. Like you just don't see it today as much. Oh.
It's her boss. She's supposed to be in bed. And she's busted.
It took me a second to realize that's what, like, I was like, why is she so worried to see this guy?
Hold it there.
In quite a hurry.
I didn't intend to sleep so long. I almost had an accident last night, sleepiness. So I decided to pull over.
There are plenty of motels in this area.
I didn't intend to sleep all night. Have I broken any laws?
No, ma'am.
Then I'm free to go.
Is anything wrong?
Of course not.
Don't be
Am I asking you to do
suspicious.
something wrong? I've told you there's nothing wrong, except that I'm in a hurry and they're taking up my time.
Turn your motor off, please.
Not the way to go. Not the way to interact.
She continues to be so suspicious. Like, girl, could you be any more
Like-
obvious? Let's be real. No one likes the cop falling behind you.
No, it's just not the best feeling for some reason.
So, like, what's her game plan? She just like stole the guy's 40,000 and like,
She's gonna start a new life, baby.
he is really checking.
He's still suspicious.
He is. In fairness, she acted very suspicious.
I mean, she did not do herself any favors.
Your car plus $700?
700.
You always got time to argue money, huh?
All right.
Girl, I think you could have gotten him down.
I take it you can prove that. I think you better take it for a trial spin.
She's like, no.
I'd really rather not.
Might as well be perfectly honest with you, ma'am. It's not that I don't trust you, but,
But what?
But this car's a piece of crap.
Terribly wrong? Do you think I've stolen my car?
oh, ma'am.
Is he giving up interest, or he's coming on over? Should have known.
This was the fastest car purchase in human history.
Yeah, it's got to be a record. And they all just watch.
Heck, officer, that was the first time I ever saw the customer high pressure the salesman. She looked like a wrong one to you?
Acted like one.
I'm starting. It's like, is she the psycho? I'm starting to wonder. I thought the psycho was a male, but I'm starting to think it's her.
And did see her sometime later driving. I think you'd better come over here to my office. Quick. Cassidy, I told you, all that cash. I'm not taking the responsibility. Girl works for you for 10 years. You trust her. All right, yes, you better come over.
I'll get it back, and if any of it's missing, I'll replace it with her fine, soft flesh. Hot creeper, she sat there while I dumped it out.
I'm confused by her expression.
I think she's the psycho.
Because it's almost like her face said, I'm enjoying these thoughts a little bit, but
Yeah.
they're very negative, but so I'm a little confused.
No, I think she enjoys. She thought she got away. She thinks she's getting away with it. Ah, Bates Motel.
There it is. And that's how the house looks in the show. Or like the setup's a lot like that.
You have a vacancy?
Oh, we have 12 vacancies. We just keep on lighting the lights and following the formalities.
Is this Norman?
Yeah.
Your home address.
He looks like a Norman.
I mean, it's got to be Norm.
Cabin 1. It's closer in case you want anything. Right next to the office. Boy, it's stuffy in here. There's hangers in the closet and stationery with Bates Motel printed on it in case you want to make your friends back home feel envious. If you want anything, just tap on the wall. I'll be in the office.
Thank you, Mr. Bates.
Norman Bates.
Oh, Norman.
Would you have dinner with me? I was just about to myself. I don't set a fancy table, but the kitchen's awful homey.
I'd like to.
Get yourself settled and take off your wet shoes, and I'll be back as soon as it's ready with my trusty umbrella.
Norman's like a lovable nerd, but that also happens to be insane. Just like from, I know from watching his character on the show.
Please do something safer with this money. No, that's not it.
First drawer.
Gosh, this lady.
No, I tell you, no.
Really there?
She's just a stranger. She's hungry and it's raining out.
Oh, I refuse to speak of disgusting things because they disgust me. You understand? I have to tell her because you don't have the guts. You have the guts, boy.
Shut up! Shut up!
It's not awkward over here.
I've caused you some trouble.
No, my mother, what is the phrase? She isn't quite herself today.
You shouldn't have bothered. I really don't have that much of an appetite.
Oh, I'm sorry. I wish you could apologize for other people.
Don't worry about it. As long as you fixed a supper, we may as well eat it.
It might be nicer and warmer in the office.
Norman's very into taxidermy.
I find most people into taxidermy a bit odd. No offense if you're into taxidermy.
You eat like a bird.
You'd know, of course.
I don't really know anything about birds. My hobby is stuffing things, taxidermy.
A man should have a hobby.
It's more than a hobby. A hobby's supposed to pass the time, not fill it.
Is your time so empty?
Well, I run the office and do little errands for my mother.
Do you go out with friends?
Well, a boy's best friend is his mother.
Is that right?
To him, yes.
You've never had any. What are you running away from?
Why do you ask that?
People never run away from anything. Sometimes when she talks to me like that, I feel I'd like to go up there and curse her and leave her forever. But I know I can't. She's ill.
She sounded strong.
She had to raise me all by herself up till my father died. I was only 5, and it must have been quite a strain for her. She didn't have to go to work or anything like that. He left her a little money. A few years ago, Mother met this man. He talked her into building this motel. When he died, too, it was just too great a shock for her. And the way he died. I guess it's nothing to talk about while you're eating. Anyway,
He's so
it was just
awkward.
too great a loss for her. She had nothing left.
Except you.
A son is a poor substitute for a lover.
Why don't you go away?
To a private island like you?
Not like me.
I couldn't do that. She'd be alone up there. If you love someone, you don't do that to them even if you hate them. I don't hate her. I hate what she's become. I hate the illness.
Wouldn't it be better if you put her someplace?
You mean an institution? A madhouse? People always call a madhouse someplace, don't they? put her in some place. Have you ever seen the inside of one of those places? Laughing and the tears, cruel eyes studying you.
I feel like Norm has seen the inside.
I've suggested it myself, but I hate to even think about it. She just goes a little mad sometimes. We all go a little mad sometimes.
Yes. Sometimes just one time can be enough.
You're not going back to your room already.
I'm very tired. And I'll have a long drive tomorrow. I stepped into a private trap back there, and I'd like to go back and try to pull myself out of it.
I wonder if she really wants to go back, or she just told him that because she doesn't want to tell him where she's going. He's gonna have a way of seeing her. What a creep. I guess she is considering it. She's calculating how much she would owe.
Well, I kind of thought she sounded like she meant it, but yeah.
But now she's ripping it up.
Oh, so maybe not. Wow. Must have been nice. Oh, yeah.
It's the most I've seen her smile. Ooh.
Oh. 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 Oh, wow. Oh. Ooh.
I feel like we have a lot of movie left and she's the main character. What? I'm like, but who's the main character?
Oh, man. I bet this was new for the time period, too. Like closing up on a live body.
Guys, like, I'm really thrown with this movie right now. I mean, I did notice they didn't really endear you to her in any way. Like, there was nothing endearing about her character. I mean,
I did not root
like.
for her.
I mean, you still did. You don't want her to get
Yeah.
that. I'm just saying it wasn't. My point being is they really endear you to, whether it's Jamie Lee Curtis' character, or whether it's Sydney in Scream. Like, you're endeared to them.
Right.
Like, I never felt endeared to this character that much. Feels like he's done this before. It's like just another day, clean up a dead body. I really can't just get past the fact that we followed a woman for like the first hour and then she died an hour in with like 47 minutes to go.
It's unpredictable.
I mean, that's the first time I feel I've seen that. I knew he was gonna do. Is he gonna push it off something? Oh.
Getting rid of the car.
Well, he just lost out on the money.
Did he have the money in the car?
Yeah.
Was the money in the car?
It was in the newspaper and he put it in the bag. Okay. That doesn't even look like water. It looks like oil.
Yeah.
Like, what is this?
Like a little tar mix in there. Norm's pretty happy with it.
I'm Marion's sister.
Sure, Lila.
Is Marion here?
Of course not.
Thank you.
Something wrong?
She left home on Friday. I was in Tucson over the weekend, and I haven't heard from her since. Not even a phone call.
Well, is Marion in trouble?
Let's all talk about Marion, shall we?
We're like, who are you?
My name is Arbogast, friend. I'm a private investigator. Your girlfriend stole $40,000.
What are you talking about?
She was supposed to bank it on Friday for her boss. She didn't. No one has seen her since. Sam, if she's here...
She isn't. She isn't.
She was seen leaving town in her own car. By her employer, I might add.
Can't believe it.
I think she's here, Miss Crane. But there's a boyfriend. She's not back there with the nuts and bolts, but she's here in this town, somewhere. Evening.
Evening.
I almost drove right past. See, I'm looking for a missing person. My name's Arbogast. I'm a private investigator. You're reason to believe that she came along this way, may have stopped in the area.
Well, no one stopped here for a couple of weeks.
Mind looking at the picture before committing yourself?
I met myself.
Sure.
Yeah.
This girl could have registered under another name. Do you mind if I look at your book? I have a sample of her handwriting. Here we are. Bree Samuels. Samuels, your boyfriend's name is Sam. Was she in disguise, by any chance?
Look, I wasn't lying to you, Mr.
Oh, I know that. I know you wouldn't lie.
Oh, yeah. Well, it was raining, and her hair was all wet.
Well, tell me all about her.
Well,
Norm's not that good at this.
rather late one night. Went straight to sleep and left early the next morning.
Which morning was that?
The next morning.
I see.
He's crumbling.
Anyone meet her here? Make any phone calls or
No.
locally? Did you spend the night with her?
No.
How would you know that she didn't make any phone calls?
Well, she was very tired, and
He's like, what's a
see,
tough...
now I'm starting to remember it.
He's like sweating.
She said she had to go to sleep early because she had a long drive.
How did she pay you? Cash, check?
Cash.
Cash, huh? She isn't still here, is she?
No.
Check the cabins. All 12 of them. I'd need a warrant, wouldn't I?
Come on with me. You can help me change beds, okay?
Okay. Oh. No, thanks.
He's like, I'll come, but no.
I think I must have one of those faces you just can't help believing.
Is anyone at home?
You just became instantly less believable after saying that.
Marion Crane were here. You wouldn't be hiding her, would you?
No.
Not if she paid you well?
No.
You wouldn't be made a fool of, would you?
But I'm not a fool. And I'm not capable of being fooled, not even by a woman.
I'm
Let's put
sorry.
it this way. She might have fooled me, but she didn't fool my mother.
Can I talk to your mother?
No, as I told you, she's confined.
Sick old women are usually pretty sharp. Can I just... just a moment.
Mr. Arbogast,
I wouldn't disturb her.
I think I've talked to you all I want to. I think it'd be much better if you left now. Thanks.
Sure would save me a lot of legwork if you let me talk to her. Would I need a warrant for that, too?
Sure.
Lila, listen. Marion was up here. Yeah, she spent last Saturday night at the Bates Motel. It's right out here on the old highway. Well, this young fellow that runs the place said that she just spent the night, left the next day, and that was it. This boy had a sick old mother. I think she saw Marion and talked to her. I think I'll go back to the motel first. No, you stay there with Loomis. I'll be back in about an hour.
Will you?
All right, fine.
It's interesting candle, like camera work, almost like blurry
Yeah.
the background.
I don't think I would go in that door.
Oh. Well, that was a slow fall too.
Arbogast! Arbogast!
He didn't come back here.
Sam?
No Arbogast, no Bates. Sick old lady unable to answer the door. Maybe he got some definitely. Maybe he went right on.
Sam, he called when he had nothing but a dissatisfied feeling. Don't you think he'd have called if he had anything at all?
Yes, I think he would have. Let's go see Al Chambers.
Who's he?
Our deputy sheriff around here. She's been here searching for her sister. There's this private detective helping, and... Well, anyway, that was early this evening. We haven't seen or heard from him since.
Oh.
He was supposed to come back here and talk to us after he talked to the mother, and he didn't. That's what I want you to do something about.
I think he got himself a hot lead as to where your sister was going, calling you to keep you still while he took off after her and the money.
No, he said he was dissatisfied and he was going back there.
You must remember that bad business out there about 10 years ago.
Please, call.
What happened out there 10 years ago?
Yeah.
Have you had a fella stop by there tonight and after he left? No, that's okay, Norman.
I'm glad he
He's
went,
like,
Norman.
you didn't kill him? Okay.
Norman Bates's mother has been dead and buried in Green Lawn Cemetery for the past 10 years.
What?
I hope Norman picked out the dress she was buried in.
Mrs. Bates poisoned this guy she was involved with, then took a helping to the same stuff herself.
Norman found them dead together. In bed.
You mean that old woman I saw sitting in the window out there wasn't Bates' mother?
Are you sure you saw an old woman?
Yes.
If the woman up there is Mrs. Bates, who's that woman buried out in Green Lawn Cemetery?
Now you're asking questions.
No, I will not hide in the fruit cellar. You think I'm fruity, huh?
Mother, please, it's just for a few days. Just for a few days so they won't find you.
You hit me there once, boy, and you won't do it again. Not ever again. Now get out. Don't you touch me. Don't. Norman! Put me down. Put me down. I can walk on my own.
You didn't find anything.
Nothing.
Why do I feel he didn't look very hard?
I wonder where Norman Bates does his hermiting.
Someone's at that window. I just saw the curtain.
It's his place of hermit.
This is hermiting.
I'll take you to cabin 10.
Better sign in first, hadn't we? My boss is paying for this trip, and, well, it's 90% business. He wants practically notarized receipts.
I get your bags.
Haven't any.
I'll show you the room then.
You check in any other place in this country without bags, and you have to pay in advance.
$10.
That receipt.
I'll go on ahead.
All right, there's your receipt. Now I'll show you the cabin.
Well, don't bother yourself. We'll find it.
He wouldn't have gone anywhere or done anything without telling us unless he was stopped. And he was stopped.
We'll start with cabin 1. No shower curtain.
Sam didn't get washed down. Look, some figure has been added to or subtracted from 40,000. Doesn't that prove that he found out about the money?
We simply ask him where he's hidden it.
No.
Oh, that piece of paper she cut out.
Oh.
And you know, she put it in the toilet.
Yes, okay.
I don't like you going to that house alone.
I can handle a sick old woman.
Can you?
I don't find...
Girl, you best watch yourself.
Right.
I've been doing all the talking so far, haven't I? I thought it was the people who were alone most of the time who did all the talking when they got the chance.
Mrs. Bates?
What?
I think her catching herself in the mirror just scared her. For
Oh.
a second.
She really puts a dent in her bed. Like, she sleeps hard.
This place happens to be my only world. I grew up in that house up there. I had a very happy childhood.
Did
My
you?
mother and I were more
Did you? Are you? Is that Norman's room?
I think so. I mean, I think, yeah, I think so.
I just feel like Norman would probably realistically still have his toys.
Yeah.
Just kind of seems like the type guy he is.
How you gonna do it?
Do what?
Buy a new one? In a new town where you won't have to hide your mother?
Why don't you just get in your car and drive away from here, okay?
$40,000.
Oh,
I bet your mother knows where the money is and what you did to get it.
Where's that girl you came here with? Where is she?
She's knocked out. She's gonna lock herself in with that psycho woman. I mean, if you open that door, she's gonna pop out with a knife, ready to go.
Mrs. Bates.
Oh. Oh.
Oh, yeah.
You best help him. Girl, like, I need you to move into action here.
She's in shock.
Because if he goes down,
Would you not be in a little bit of shock?
if he goes down, you're done.
Well, if anyone gets any answers, it'll be the psychiatrist.
I got the whole story, but not from Norman. I got it from his mother. He only half existed to begin with, and now the other half has taken over. Probably for all time.
Did he kill my sister?
Yes. And no.
But my sister is...
He was like, he identified as his mother, and
Yeah.
that's who killed her.
From the mother half of Norman's mind, you have to go back 10 years to the time when Norman murdered his mother and her lover. His mother was a clinging, demanding woman. And for years, the two of them lived as if there was no one else in the world. Then she met a man. And it seemed to Norman that she threw him over for this man. Pushed him over the line, and he killed them both. Matricide is probably the most unbearable crime of all. He had to erase the crime. At least in his own mind. He stole her corpse.
Naturally.
A weighted coffin was buried. She was there, but she was a corpse. So he began to think and speak for her. Give her half his life, so to speak. If he felt a strong attraction to any other woman, the mother side of him would go wild.
Norman's all screwed. Basically.
He was touched by her, aroused by her. He wanted her. That set off the jealous mother, and mother killed the girl.
She's like, with all due respect, he killed her. Can we move on? This guy's too into this explanation.
Why was he dressed like that?
Transvestite.
He's like, I've just explained all this.
Not exactly. He was simply doing everything possible to keep alive the illusion of his mother being alive. He'd walk about the house, sit in her chair, speak in her voice. He tried to be his mother.
Norm needs to get a life.
When the mind houses two personalities, there's always a conflict. In Norman's case, the battle is over, and the dominant personality is won.
$40,000? Who got that?
The swamp. These were crimes of passion, not profit.
He feels a little chill. Can I bring him this blanket?
Sure.
Thank you. It's sad when a mother has to speak the words that condemn her own son. They'll put him away now, as I should have, years ago. Well, they know I can't even move a finger, and I won't. I'll just sit here and be quiet. Probably watching me. Well, let them see what kind of a person I am. Not even gonna swat that fly. I hope they'll see and they'll know, and they'll say, why, she wouldn't even harm a fly.
Norm needs to go to the Arkham Asylum.
Yeah, I mean, truly, that's really the truth.
And it's the end. Well, that was 1960s Alfred Hitchcock Psycho.
Yes.
Let's see. Natalie, you want to start first? You want me to start first?
Sure, I'll start. I really enjoyed it. And I thought kind of just the psychological elements of a lot of it. I'm almost surprised people weren't kind of more, maybe I don't give older people enough credit, but certain things like mental health and people's psychological problems, it just wasn't as talked about. So I feel like that was a very interesting way for the movie to go, and for like kind of the subject matter of someone that's mentally ill and, psycho. And so now you get the title a little more. But also I was just gonna say, I was kind of telling her when we took a little break, it was a little hard, like I said, because I was a fan of Bates Motel, the A&E show. You kind of like a lot about like his character and the mother and sort of like some of the circumstances because of the show. So it's like, but it was still like so interesting to watch though. And I know it's like I should have probably watched it before I watched the show.
Well, but now you've watched the movie.
Yeah, now I've seen the movie.
Now she's seen the movie.
What were your thoughts?
I will say, so for starters, this movie definitely went routes I didn't think it was going to go. Again, the fact that you follow this woman for like the first at least 50 minutes of the movie, and then she
Yeah.
dies, and you're like, okay, like it feels like the main character just died. Like I really didn't foresee the dude, her boyfriend and her sister end up being the heroes of the movie, but that's so. I mean, if you want to use the word subverted expectations, I guess you could say that. But this, I think, was kind of a good subversion
Right.
of more just like twists and turns, I would say. Now, obviously, for today's time and the way we can do things, we can make things so much more horrifying than that
Yeah.
movie. But I would say for 1960s, that was very horrifying. And I also think, I mean, regardless, still think you can tell it was a very well made movie at the end of the day.
Well, that and just like compared to like the show, for example, acting is so different,
Oh,
from
yeah,
what it
yeah.
was like, for example, in 1960 or, that time period. But yeah, so it, like you said, they can do kind of a lot more with it. But it's like I did like and enjoy as someone that watched the show and like I forget the actor's name, the kid that played Willy Wonka is Norman Bates in the show. But you kind of see like in this movie where he got the inspiration that like, do you notice his character? It's like he's kind of all over the place. Like it's
Yeah.
like he's really serious and really deep, and then he's smiling, and then he's awkward, and then he's and then he's childlike and helpful, and then he's agitated out of nowhere. So it's just like I thought that was interesting. Like even sort of in that time period acting, he does try and portray that.
Yeah. Yeah. No, well, I mean, he actually started it. The guy in the
Yeah,
show
it's
you're
true.
watching is
It's
trying to
true.
mimic
It's
what
trying-
he
yeah,
did.
was inspired by
Yeah,
him,
is trying
right.
to try to copy what he did. Yeah, no, that guy did a great job with the acting. So let's rate the movie. Natalie, out of a level of 5 hoots, 5 being max level of enjoyment. What do you give this movie?
Okay, I'm gonna say like, for its time period, and so like I'm gonna give it, I don't know to give it 4.5 or 5 hoots, but I'm just gonna be generous and say 5 hoots because I actually really enjoyed it.
I would say for its time period, it was probably a 5 out of 5.
Yeah,
For
I'm
me,
gonna give it
for me
5.
personally, on enjoyment, I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5. I thought it was a very solid movie. Did it necessarily shock me the way movies can today? No,
Right.
but it was still a very well made movie, and I can definitely see how this did inspire movies that would later come down the road in the horror genre.
Yeah.
So I'm going to give it 4 out of 5 hoots. Natalie gives it which one? 4.5 or 5?
I'm gonna give it 5.
Okay,
I'm
Natalie.
feeling generous.
Natalie gives it 5 hoots. So that is our thoughts.
I think it was pretty cool, especially for its time.
Oh,
Yeah.
definitely for its
Yeah.
time. Definitely. Again, I did it 4 just based on my level of enjoyment today. I can respect it, see where it would have been. That's why I said if it was based in its time, probably a 5 out of 5.
We want to know what you would rate it in the comments. Let us know.
Yes, yeah. Share below. What did you guys think of this movie? Did you grow up with this movie? Are you a fan of Bates Motel? Share kind of your story
Yeah.
below. And if you have not yet, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Also, give this video a thumbs up. And as always, ladies and gentlemen, remember to be a force of light. All right. Bye, guys.